Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is Captain Titan. Welcome back to another video where today we're going to be talking about the cheating problem in Warzone and the severity of it, the different types of cheating, my thoughts on it, and what solutions we can have. So let's just get right into it. Warzone is overrun by hackers. It's no surprise at this point. Pretty much every lobby has someone hacking in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's with a small thing like they have Damascus on their Tundra, or they have DM Ultra on their AX50. You'll see people with like either an unlock tool that have, or you won't know that, but there will be someone who has an unlock tool, an unreleased skin, or there'll be some sort of like a someone that has like an aimbot, or they're using a Cronus or something weird. You'll always run into someone that's hacking, and they're really pretty much the way that I see it. There are three main types of hacking. There are people that use like hacking or cheating. There's many different types. So like the three that I see are like using a Cronus or an external device, and then there's using like actual software, like downloading hacks, like aimbot, wall hacks, that sort of thing. And finally there's like the unlock tool guys. And I'm going to talk about which ones I really like, what I think about all of them. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the unlock tool guys, because to be honest, they're quite harmless to the game. They just give people like blueprints and everything. They give them camos, they give them calling cards, like emblems, all that sort of deal. They give them all that stuff. And in my opinion, they're really harmless to the game. Except for one area, for grinders, because grinders, what they do is they spend their time grinding the game to get camos like, DM Ultra, Damascus, Obsidian. Just for it to be given to someone for a few dollars is kind of an insult to them. But in the end of the day, they're not really hurting anyone, and they're not making the game more like frustrating for someone to play. I mean, grinders can still have fun and have their own camos grinded legit. I mean, like, I've grinded Damascus. I'm working on it for a friend. It's like it is a little frustrating to see people just getting it for free, but again, no harm, no foul there. The game is still playable. It's still fun. They're not causing any bad results to the overall game, the game environment, so to speak. Next of the three main types, you have the Cronus users, and the Cronus users pretty much only on console, and what they do is they plug this device into their controller, and they can download scripts online for the Cronus that allows you to mitigate all recoil, or there's increased aim assist, or there's basically just macros, quick scoping scripts, all these type of things. You can do a lot with the Cronus. They're very, very versatile, and these guys definitely have a problem with them. They're using a third party, like a product, to actually like make their experience of the game easier, and it's giving them an advantage. Like, if you're only able to win a gunfight because you can control recoil that your Cronus is controlling recoil for, like, not even you, if your Cronus is controlling your recoil, you don't deserve to win that gunfight, right? So in my opinion, those users should definitely get banned. There's not really much you can do about them. And the thing is, with some people who use the Cronus, it's kind of undetectable, because like increased aim assist, you won't really notice that if you're spectating, or for example, if you have like a macro for like a rapid fire thing, they might just have a really good trigger finger. So like, you can't always tell, but like sometimes it's very apparent that they're like cheating. Like if they have like 0 recoil on an assault rifle or something, you know that they're probably using a Cronus or some sort of thing. And finally, there's the people that use the wall hacks, the aimbot, all these sort of things. On TikTok, you might see the people who like have the entire hitbox showing. These guys I have the biggest problem with, because they're legitimately not even putting any effort or thought into the game, and what they're doing is they're just spamming their left and right mouse, or their left and right triggers, to just get easy kills, just locking onto heads and just popping them. It's just not even, there's no effort involved with hacking, because at least with a Cronus, you have to run and find enemies, you have to engage properly, you have to use a little bit of your own aim. Even if you have increased aim assist, you're not just like snapping on targets. This is literally campaign type stuff. If you're playing GTA and you have infinite health and there's a horde of NPCs coming at you, that's literally what that is. If you have full like assisted aim, it's literally the most frustrating thing to ever go up against, because there's no redemption from that. Like with at least with the Cronus hacker, you have a chance of beating them in a gunfight. If you're able to get a lucky headshot on them in the middle of the gunfight, you might be able to kill them. But with a hacker, they can be across the map and just like quick scope you with a foul like 3 times, and you'll just be dead and you don't even know what happened. these guys hurt the game environment the most. And the thing is, I don't even know why. Like, I'm trying to think of a reason why people might like actually want to use hacks or some sort of a thing, because in reality you're not really gaining much out of it. Like, what are you, like, there's no enjoyment off of winning Warzone if you didn't do anything for it. Even in Rebirth, if you find hackers in Rebirth, that's even less of there's even less of a reward there, because the wins don't really hold as much of a weight as they do in Verdansk. And it just doesn't make sense as to why you do it. Like, maybe you want to impress somebody, but like, you're really not impressing anybody if it's apparent that you're cheating. And you have guns, you have people who are using the Cronus, who are downloading the scripts that make their games make their games easier to play. Like, I mean, you're not really getting any enjoyment or value out of that, so I don't even see the point in it. Unlock toolers, however, I do see, like, I can at least have sympathy for like the people who like buy unlock tools to get all the blueprints, all the stuff. Although I do think it's unfair for people that actually spent money on the game. They're not hurting the game environment in terms of gameplay. They're not like stealing kills from other players by just snapping onto their heads. They're not like they're not cheating. They're not like just killing off a bunch of players. They're not doing anything they have no real malintent when it comes to the other players' experiences. That is really up to the Cronus users and like the people that are legitimately downloading aimbot scripts and like wall hacks and stuff. Those guys are the people that we really have a problem with. And now I'm trying to think about what type of solutions we have. And so the biggest one, I don't really know, because I'm not really that into like tech and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I have a general idea, but not too much. So definitely the first thing that we need is an anti-cheat software that'll to be able to detect third-party softwares, possibly even block the Cronus from being like usable if it detects those scripts being like used in the game, because there's a connection between the Cronus and the console that shows that's able to read like what gun you're holding, that sort of deal. If you're able to block that with an anti-cheat software, that'll do a lot of good for the game. Same with it if it's able to scan files and find like for aimbot files or wall hack files, because obviously those, they're cheats, and if an anti-cheat can like stop that's what we need. As for the unlock toolers, it's more about like securing the game code, the source code, and like I'm not sure how they would go about that, if it's possible to stop unlock toolers, but I guess with an anti-cheat you're able to block a lot of the data mining software that people use to grab these files, and it really isn't like too big of a thing to solve. It's not even like you need to work super hard to do it. It's just that it comes down to Activision and like how they want to spend their money to work on the game. And by the way, I just forgot about this one, but there's one more type of hacker that is really prevalent that we need to talk about too: VPN hackers. And the thing is, you can't really do much unless Activision decides to block players who are using a VPN from playing the game, which is not possible because there are people who are actually using VPNs for security reasons, and they won't be able to enjoy the game because they have the VPN that they might have to use, or they might be more comfortable using, and they're not able to use that. So those people, you can't really change much. Sorry, but with those people you can't really do much about it. But those are the three main types of hackers, and I just brought up a fourth. They're not really hacking, it's more of an exploit or a cheat, because you're taking advantage of less skilled players in other regions. It's kind of like how pretty much everybody used to always switch to Brazil servers in Fortnite, just because if they were in the NA area, you just switch to Brazil servers, you get like the worst players from South America and you go up against them. So after all, like, it is down to what Activision decides to do, and that as of right now it's not much. Raven's banning accounts left, right, and center, but they don't realize that it takes like 3 minutes for someone to make a new account. They just like get a fake email, or like they just make a new email, they hook that up with an Activision account, just sign right in, and they like use if they're hacking with like aimbot or whatever, chances are they already have an unlock tool. They can make their classes or whatever instantly, just go back into a match. Takes less than 10 minutes to restart their hacking flow once they've been banned. But that's pretty much all I really need to talk about hacking, guys. So Let me know what your thoughts are on the hacking in this game. Like, recently I heard the Titanfall just got completely just destroyed by hackers and DDoSers. So let me know what you guys think about hacking in COD and in other games, and what your perspective is on versus like people who are doing like unlock tools versus people who are legitimately using like Cronus's and scripts and softwares. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's just been me just like ranting, not really ranting, just like explaining my thoughts about hacking in COD and in Warzone. And yeah, so I've been Captain Titan, guys, signing off.